Good morning and welcome to this week's edition of Tourismus Namibia, where we bring you various news and obviously under topics, that is, and we also have destinations and to the point. So first up, it will be topics. My name is Frank Steffen. I'm the editor of the German Allgemeine Zeitung, and then obviously I'm responsible for Tourismus Namibia, and I'll be taking you through this show as we always do on a Sunday morning. So welcome once again, and topics up next. Right, welcome back, and I believe this would be our first ever Tourismus Namibia show that is going live on our new NTV channel. So for those of you who are new to the show, welcome to you as well. Up first is our first topic, is rain in Namibia. As you can see, these were magic photos that were posted on Reën in Namibia. The photos came from Joandre Gous. And this is obviously at the Spitzkopje. I mean, this is like in the middle of the desert almost. And so it's just so nice to see that this water is accumulating. Now, this photo was made, it's also contributed by Joandre Gous and also posted on the Reën in Namibia. It's a photo of the Olympia Dam. And the Olympia Dam is now smack in the middle of the Namib Desert. And it's obviously a slick dam, as they call it. Where the water is supposed to trickle down into the bottom reserve. Now, if you look at this map, that yellow line that I put in there is basically the Omaruru River that goes, as you can see, actually approaches quite close to Brandberg at the end. And with those little green arrows, I indicated where that water that we just saw on the photos goes past the Spitzkopje and actually joins up with the Omaruru. So whether it's the Omaruru or the water there from the Spitzkopje and all around, it basically all ends up in the Olympia Dam, and that is obviously good news because that means there will be sufficient groundwater for Henties Bay in those areas. So good stuff for the first time that we start seeing serious water flowing in the western areas. For the weekend, we still have a load of rain announced, so let's hope that it reaches especially the Kunene, not only the Kunene, Kunene and the Erongo region. This one is the Erongo region. So if we look at this other video, just have a look here.
Hallo alle. Bitte mit allen Gruppen teilen, die ihr so habt und wenn möglich auf Touristengruppen oder auf dem Radiodienst. Die C28 ist für Sedanfahrzeuge nicht mehr passierbar. Das ist der Onnanis bei Kleins. Da ist total verspült und sehr sumpfig. Es trügt, dass das Wasser so niedrig ist. Es sind bei den Klippenbänken teilweise Absätze von einem halben Meter. Man muss vorher definitiv durchlaufen, auch wenn man mit einem Allradfahrzeug kommt. Und dann auch die D1980, die von der C28 nach Süden geht, bei Tweesbreit und Blomtal vorbei Richtung Niedersachsen, ist überhaupt nicht passierbar. Der Nauskummer läuft noch mehr als einen Meter tief und hat über einen Meter Schlammdecke an der einen Seite. Der ist nicht passierbar, auch nicht mit dem Allrad. Bitte so weitergeben. Inki Lohmann guckt jetzt gerade bei sich, sie ist gerade durch das Donki-Revier einmal durchgekommen und guckt jetzt, ob der Weg zur C28 frei ist. Inki hatte über 70 mm auf der ganzen Farm. Da ist viel verspült, ein Damm droht zu brechen. Der ist stark ausgespült, aber noch nicht gebrochen, aber könnte bald passieren. Also bitte teilt mit den Gruppen C28, C32 nur mit Allrad und 1980 überhaupt nicht passierbar. Fotos von der C32 schicke ich gleich.
Yeah, right. Some of you might have wondered now how the hell you misunderstand this. It's obviously in German and it's a contribution made by a farmer. Close by, it was a Donkerhoek farm, Christian Baas. But anyway, so just quickly explaining the German map that I prepared here. You can clearly see that road that leads towards your right is the Boschwa Pass that leads to Windhoek. So actually when you come down the pass and you start approaching Donkerhoek and those areas, That's where you find the turnoff to the C32 as indicated there. That one leads to Taubes and on to Karibib. Whereas the bottom one that comes earlier is the D1980. Now, many of you would have thought, okay, if I can't get along the C28 that leads over to Swakop, then I might quickly take the D1980 and drive over to the main road that, or actually the D1982 that leads from the Oespas down to the desert, and then that way you would reach Warfish Bay. Nope, does not work. 1980 is not possible. So the result is, with you not being able to go down south and take an alternative, nor can you go up north, because as you can see there, the C32 approaches the Swakop, which for sure you will not pass through right now if you can't even pass the smaller rivers. That way I would advise that you actually maybe postpone the trip through that part of the desert to some later date, and rather take the tar road, which is further up north as you go from Windhoek to Okahandja and then to the coast. So these are serious warnings. There's one thing that we must always remember, especially when we had very dry years in the past. It doesn't only take 1 year to catch up and have growth back in place. So what you end up doing is, with the first rain that pours down, it immediately starts flooding. And that's obviously the big danger if you go now up to Spitzkopje, Brandberg, go further up north towards Kokerveld and those areas. Don't underestimate it. And like that farmer said in the other video that we showed you, he said, please remember to walk through first, because sometimes you still walk and suddenly it just drops down by half a meter. Now imagine with you being on the road with a normal car. He especially said no sedans should even consider it. 4x4s can consider the C28 and the C32, but the D1980 is not possible at all. So I think it's important to just point that out. Right, up next we've got HAN, Hospitality Association of Namibia, and they had their big launch at the Namibia Breweries Limited earlier this week. It was on Wednesday, and it was very nice to see there in the middle. You see Gitta Petzold, but you also see quite a number of her colleagues. You see various Marco Wenk is standing there in the middle as well. He's the MD of the NBL. And it was nice to see that business is waking up to supporting the tourism industry again. So in this case, Gitta was able to receive serious money from the NBL. It's 125 Namibia dollars. And then you also had the Standard Bank gave something like, I have to look it up now. I can't see it that fast, but I seem to remember it was 40,000. And Bannerman also gave something. Yeah, there it is, 40,000. You can see it on the photo. Anyway, so quite a number of businesses, and even from the mining industry, Bannerman Mining, they gave quite a number of donations. And so the HAN Congress will this year be taking place in Lüderitz. The whole idea is to start with what they call looking at new horizons and restarting tourism as a whole. So it's quite interesting. Actually, the theme is unlocking new horizons. And with HAN representing something like 391 members, 7,000 rooms, or alternatively 15,000 beds, I think you would agree with me that they are a representative organization. I know that out there are quite a number of people speculating about what they should do and they shouldn't do, but I think it's good news. So anyway, Bannerman gave 75,000 in fact, and Marsh Insurance, that's the gentleman, the third from the left, they gave 15,000. So you can see it's a good amount. They can have something decent going on. Gitta was looking forward to welcoming guests in Lüderitz in the Kolmanskop hall. It will be specially opened for them. So I think it's a very good idea to start the HAN Congress on that side, and hopefully deliberate on how they will go forward, how to best extend what they're doing already. So I think something to look forward to. Right, and then SPCA, you will think, oh, what has SPCA got to do with the Tourismus Namibia? It's quite simple. The moment that we all go and leave, we suddenly see that people leave their dogs, desert them in fact. More often than not, the SPCA starts filling up, especially in the holiday seasons. We've just had it in December, and we're approaching the next holidays again when it becomes Easter. And so Claudia Reiter of the Allgemeine Zeitung spoke to Hannah Roden of the SPCA, and she's got a new initiative that she wants to introduce.
Yeah, so I'm Hannah. I work at the SPCA. I'm the national director here. And today we want to tell you about a really exciting project that we have. It's called Working Animal Welfare Project. What that is that we're specifically focusing on working animals. So that's namely donkeys, horses, and mules. He is not one of them. So we're actually broadening our reach, and what we're really hoping with this project is to alleviate some of the suffering, but also prevent disease and work on educational outreach for working animals in Namibia. So we are focusing on some of our most rural areas where oftentimes there are no veterinary facilities or veterinary care, just to make sure that these animals do receive and get what they need. And we're doing this free of charge. So we have 3 different core methods. So we're working with veterinary services, and that's free of charge. And then we do community outreach, which is skills training, handling training, talking about the importance of keeping a working animal healthy so that they're also a happier animal and therefore a better working animal. The third and last approach is humane education, and that's where we'll be going into schools, talking to children about compassion towards animals, the 5 freedoms, and really try and foster that nurturing way of looking at animals. Yeah. And also, if you don't like animals, you can still respect their space, etc., etc. So that'll really focus more of a holistic approach to animals. He wants to be in the center of attention. And we have identified 3 different routes. So we'll be going as far as Kamanyap on one of the routes, Tungkoi on the second route, and then Maltahe on the third route. We have employed a part-time veterinarian and project coordinator for this project, and we are able to do so because of the support from SPANA. So SPANA is a charitable organization based in the UK. They focus specifically on working animals and working animals around the world. So we have entered a 3-year partnership with them in order to be able to carry this out. So we're incredibly appreciative of their support and really hope to be able to make a difference with these animals. We have a goal of reaching 500 working animals a year. In the first 2 field trips alone, so we go out once a month, we go to a new area or to the same towns depending on where we're at in the project, and we have reached nearly 200 donkeys already. So we're really making progress, and based on the current rates, we'll probably well exceed our target of 500 animals a year. We are also collaborating with local organizations, which is very, very exciting. One of them is NAWA, and we are actually currently out in the field with NAWA and our project coordinator veterinarian. So this trip alone is specifically focusing on fixing and replacing harnesses, and I just got a update from the field. So as of yesterday, they had treated or helped 55 different working animals. Their project is called Project Donkey, so they specifically focus on donkeys. Okay. And yeah, but it's really exciting. They're all out there together, working on these animals, making sure that we can provide some relief to their owners and caretakers as well, and provide educational outreach. So we're doing workshops, one-on-one at the moment, both replacing some harnesses, but then also showing how you can fix your harness to make sure that they're not injuring the animals. So yeah, more to come on this very exciting new project.
Cool.
Well, there you have it. SPCA, very concerned about dogs as always, trying to think of new ways how to serve you, and especially obviously the animals that they look after, or that they are worried about, I should say. SPCA is obviously always in dire need of donations, so you're obviously welcome to contact them and try and maybe add to their bit of luck by even just dropping a bit of dog food or whatever you think is a good donation. Anyway, those were our topics for today. Up next, we've got destinations. Right, so next we delve into destinations. Destinations obviously not always only being about where to stay, but sometimes also what to experience. But first up today, we've got a place where you can stay, and it's something different for a change. I always feel it's a theme that we don't take serious enough yet. If we look at backpacker complexes, Tate Village is something that you find in Windhoek West. It's as you go along the John Minot Street that leads up past the Namibian newspaper, those of you who know. Otherwise, I've indicated here on the photo, you can see it's close to NUST, being Namibia University of Science and Technology. So that whole campus is basically just a stone throw away as you go down the road and just back to the university. And then obviously it's not that far from Wernhill Shopping Centre essentially. So it might not be smack centre of town, but it is definitely very accessible to town, or you don't need to walk that far. And if you're a backpacker or a student, this is where you should stay. They clearly have rates that are adjusted to your needs. Obviously, they call it themselves luxury student housing and backpacker complex. So they clearly are, aiming at keeping people happy that don't have the biggest of purses. But still, you can see it's very nicely done. So I tend to agree with them in terms of backpacking. This must count as a luxurious thing. And they say on their internet site, at Tate Village, we believe in providing superior student and backpacker accommodation by putting a great deal of thought into the facilities we provide, from exquisite lounges, free Wi-Fi, on-site laundry and storage facilities, 24/7 security and maintenance staff, fingerprint access, secure parking, and much more. So they provide a home away from home. That's what they reckon. And as you can see, it's your typical student and or backpacker type surrounding, but it seems very neat and very acceptable to me. So Ogone Klage, who actually spoke to Vanessa Grunewald of Tate Village, she's the manager there, he introduces the whole thing to us via video.
So Tate Village is situated in Windhoek West on the corner of Handel and John Minot Street. Central location. We're centrally located close to malls, shopping centers, your service station. So the beauty of being able to locate us easily, and also all the amenities that you might need in the area as well. Essentially in all our rooms we offer energy saving mechanisms, so all sensory, once you walk into the room, lights go on, so we try and save as much energy as possible. We also do have, in terms of our showers and facilities that we offer, it is all energy saving, so we've got a grey water system, and all the water gets reused and recycled in our garden and such. So if it is that you decide to stay over for one night, whether you're coming for leisure or for business, you don't share any rooms. All our rooms are then equipped, you allocated your own room, and you've got and then you share the bathroom and kitchen facilities. If it is that you're staying for 3 or more months, you have the option either of staying alone in a room, or alternatively you're allocated a roommate for that time you're staying here.
How different is this setup then to a backpackers?
Okay, so what we try and advertise and what we advocate most of is the environmentally friendly aspect that we have, but also so home away from home facilities was mostly luxury orientated. If you follow me this way, this is where it'll lead to our lounge and kitchen facility. Backpacker facilities, you are always in the mix with other people. We've got tenants from all over the world, internationally, also local clientele, people from our neighboring countries, South Africa, and such, Angola as well. So the beauty of the backpackers is always that you can still mix and interact with many other individuals and you're not just alone. And so this is where we offer our community facilities, communal kitchen and such. You can cook up a storm, and also beautiful patio area where you can sit outside for those lovely sunsets with your with our partner company Exiden, they next door, which also offers conference facilities, training rooms, whether you want to come for business workshop or training and such, you can also use their facility, and it's allocated and we can organize that for you through Tate Village as well. Offer energy saving mechanisms whereby we have a grey water system, so all the water gets collected from our showers and such, which we then essentially use for gardening purposes to water our gardens, and that's how we save on water. In addition to the services that we offer, we also have in-house laundry services. So for your laundry, washing and also ironing, we offer this both for in-house guests and outside guests at a charge, and you're more than welcome to do your washing here, wash, dry and iron.
Yeah, as you can see, Vanessa was offering everything there to us, and I must point out, this is very important. We bring these videos as authentic videos. Authentic in as much as there's no script. We really phone these people. We say, listen, we're interested in featuring your item on the Tourismus Namibia broadcast. Are you interested? And then these people have no time to be trained. They have no time to prepare. They're literally being put on the spot, and then you go and you make videos. And that's why I say it's authentic. We provide the photos that we provide so that you can have stills to properly see what's going on. The videos are really just there to show you, but this is not just something that we do on the side and we try to promote, because these people don't pay for this. We literally do this in order to promote tourism in Namibia and to give you proper ideas of where you can go. So it's not only aimed at tourists coming from overseas, it's obviously aimed at everybody who's staying here as well. And that's why if you have something like a backpacker, it might be appealing to somebody from overseas who's young, who doesn't have the biggest of purse, like I said. And alternatively, it's also interesting to Namibians who simply need to come to Windhoek for a day or two, do something at Nast or wherever you do. But again, where you're limited in your budget and you feel that you just need something clean and appropriate for yourself to just spend the night. So Tata Village is typically one of those addresses. So I thank Ochone for finding that address for us. Right, and then up next we've got Christine Krier. Some of you might remember she often reported to us about Namibia Sonder Grense, but this time she contributed something of the Windhoek Go-Karting and Entertainment Center, which you can find it's adjacent, it's actually on the grounds of the Sport Club Windhoek, SKW as we know it generally. It's as you approach Windhoek from Rehoboth going into center of town. On the left you see the airstrip. And if you would turn to your right, you would literally go into Olympia. You need to go right, in fact, if you come from Rehoboth, and then just turn right immediately again. But it's properly, it's got proper signs on, and you can find it quite easily. So that's Windhoek Go-Karting and Entertainment Center. They've been operational since December 2010. And they've been steadily growing. The establishment also added a laser tag in 2013 and recently upgraded this facility to a maze-like battlefield. So this facility caters for young and old from 1.2 meter tall. And you can drive the junior carts and from the age of 5 already. So anyway, so you can participate in laser tagging if you do that. And then right next to it, it's part of the same organization, you've got iFun family entertainment. As you can see there, it's a really nice park. I don't think people always understand how well defined the place is and made up, and it's got all these little thingies to keep your children busy. It's a nice place to go on a Sunday or Saturday afternoon, and as you can see, children have fun. This thing was started in March 2016 as a recreational facility that offers a water playground with water slides, splash slab, and a jacuzzi. And it's got an indoor play center with a small kiddie kitchen where pizzas can be made, as well as a stage where kids can even karaoke. So this is really made for the kids. The outdoor play area has a foofy slide with carousel, outdoor jungle gym, plane, and a big dollhouse. And there's a 10-hole mini golf course, kitchen, a bar, and a free Wi-Fi to keep the adults entertained. And there's basically 7 different private and semi-private party areas where they can cater for anything from a birthday up to baby showers or whatever you can think of. So team building is actually part of what they like to drive. So this is the Windhoek Go-Karting and Entertainment Center, and you will see now Christine has actually prepared quite a long and nice video for us.
Hello and welcome to the Windhoek Go-Karting and Entertainment Center. My name is Christine Creer and I will be spending the next few hours doing some of the fun activities they have to offer, such as go-karting, laser tag and mini golf. I will also be showing you their family entertainment center, which includes a water slide, playgrounds and tons of fun activities for the kids. But before I hit the racetrack, I will first be speaking to the owner, Mr. Jan Kraak. Good afternoon and welcome back. I'm talking to the owner of Windhoek Go-Kart and Entertainment Center, Jan Kraak. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for putting out the time to talk to us and inviting us here to your facilities.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So let's start at the very beginning. The go-karting started in December 2010. How did that come about?
I originally moved from the Netherlands in 2007 from Amsterdam, where I had a very boring job as an accountant. And I always did go-karting in the weekends as a hobby. And then I found myself on holiday in 2006 in Namibia, saw the amazing potential, and I thought, you know, this is where I want to build the first real commercial go-kart track of the country, which I did in Swakopmund in 2007, opened to December 2007. And then we had so much success that we decided to expand to Windhoek. Now the Swakop track then later was sold to another owner. And I opened this place first, go-karts, and then later iFun.
Okay, and you expanded and you also included the laser tag.
Yeah.
Why laser tag?
Well, the laser tag has now been running originally on this land before iFun started, the water playground, where we basically wanted to introduce another product, because we only had go-karts and a little traffic park, and then we felt like, you know, we want to do more things for kids to facilitate them with yet another exciting product. That product is now probably 8 years old, and it will be soon replaced by a new exciting product. I can't tell you much about it, but in the coming year, this year, we're going to launch at least 3 new products. So the laser tag will cease to exist, and here at iFun we're developing something, and there at the back also, and also at go-karts, but you'll have to check our Facebook.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep an eye on you guys.
Tell our secrets yet.
Yeah, no, it sounds really exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys, you know, expand further. But iFun, this is like the family entertainment for kids mostly. Yeah. What does it all include?
Yeah, I can tell you about one of our little projects, that because you refer to it correctly as family entertainment for the kids, mainly kids. So one of the thoughts we had at go-karts is we had so many parties coming in there. The premises were getting too small, so we even had the merry-go-round was also at that premises. It was getting really tight. So we said, you know, let's invest and make a sort of a family park where it's safe. So you also have one controlled entrance, which kids cannot open. You might have noticed it's difficult to get in.
Yeah.
And out, even adults are struggling. So it's a very controlled, safe environment where kids pay $100 for the day, and then they can come and enjoy this beautiful park. Now, obviously, It's only really suitable in the summer when it's warmer, like 30
Luckily,
plus.
it's warm a lot here.
Yeah, warm a lot. So that comes in handy. And we've got food and catering. We've got the indoor activity center, the water playground, and yeah, it's been quite a big success. iFun Park, but to cater for also the adults, we're going to invest into a beach pool this year that will be situated there at the back, and it will start off very, not so deep, and then go to about 1.4, 1.5 meters, and then it's going to be a sort of a beach bar. It's more suitable for adults also.
Okay, that's great news. And you also host a lot of team buildings and especially children's parties. And you also offer a lot of various services when events are hosted here. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so I think our specialty is birthday parties and team buildings. So I'm not exaggerating, we've actually counted it last year that we have done more than 1,000 birthday parties and more than 1,000 team buildings. So I mean, we've now been operating for nearly 12 years or 12 years almost. So, it's an amazing amount of people that we've received here. We're very blessed with it. And what we actually do is we try to let people relax here. So they don't come in their high heels and suits. They just come in their normal, casual clothes and just feel relaxed. They first would normally, with the parties, they can choose a setup or a theme. That's a slightly more expensive option. It includes the entrance. And then they can choose any theme they want. Like it can be custom made. So if you want Superman, you get Superman. Mickey Mouse or Barbie. We help with that. We print all the boxes, the paper plates, this and that, and we make it look really pretty.
Yeah.
Kids love it. The funny thing is the kids never sit down. They just eat the cake and then they go play. But the parents love the way it looks.
Oh,
they
yeah.
take a lot of pictures.
The most important.
And then the best thing about booking with us is you can make a giant mess. And we're going to clean it up for you.
Yeah,
so,
and you also offer catering services for the parties.
The catering services, then we have our standard menu from the kiosk with burgers and schnitzel and steak. Very popular option is the meat platter. That's basically just a standard kiosk menu. But we also have the kiddie burgers and the kiddie chicken nuggets stuff like that.
So the kiosk and the bar is always open for at any time.
And then the catering is like a special menu you can pre-book, where you can, for example, we've done functions for 1,000 people a couple of years ago, Bank of Namibia, one of our best clients.
You also have an activity center for the kids.
Yes, the activity center is not very big because mostly it's just an outdoor place, so we can open the side. So it basically becomes a roof with a big environment where the kids can run around, and that is actually a mini version of like an indoor playground. So they've got some soft toys there, a jungle gym, and then inside the center you can do arts and crafts. A very popular option is also making your own pizzas. That's $45, and then the kids make their own pizzas. It's really a lot of fun. My kids come here obviously daily, and they almost every day want to make their own pizza, and then I actually eat it, which is also quite rare.
Yeah, and talking about operating hours and prices and entrance fees.
Yeah, okay, so Go-Karts is open daily, except Monday closed, but from Tuesday to Sunday, and then the weekdays from 2 until 10. And then weekends, basically the whole day, from around 10 o'clock until late. Public holidays, we always open from 12 to 10. And then iFun, we just had our last summer season last week, where the schools are open again. We used to be open 6 days a week, but at the moment, we're now open 3 days a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday from, I think, 12 o'clock until 8, and then Saturday the whole day, and Sunday also most of the day. Prices for iFun is $100 for entrance for the kids. You only pay up to 14 years old. So if you're older than that, because it is also not suitable really for adults to play here, you don't pay. And go-karts, there's no entrance fee. You pay from $90 for 5 laps. And then it goes up, you can do mini Grand Prix, Super Grand Prix, you can do endurance team building. I think that's probably the most popular product we've ever had. Is it's almost like a relay. So you first do your practice at the go-karts, then you're qualifying, and then we make teams, and then each team has to drive 30 laps, and then the fastest team is the winner. And then they go on to the podium, or Neopane's podium. That is the best moment of the day, because that's where they climb up, the winners, they get the medals, and then they're can spray champagne.
Oh, wow.
Like, in the,
Like
what the real
F1,
guys do.
yeah.
And the coolest thing I always advise them is this is the only day where you can take revenge on your colleague or your boss. So they always try.
You also offer special combos and school packages as well, right?
Yes, that is also a very popular product for us. It's just to make it more attractive to book an all-in-one combo, like your entrance, your mini golf, your water playground, and maybe a cool drink or a hot dog.
Oh.
And then for schools, we have better prices because obviously they always come like in larger groups. But for details, you can just email us on windhoekracing@gmail.com. Or check our website go-kartwindhoek.com. Facebook is also actually the best and most updated source of information.
Yeah, I'll definitely go give you guys a follow. But thank you so much for your time and willingness to talk to us.
Thanks a lot.
And good luck with all your projects that await.
Yeah, please keep an eye on our Facebook page, and then you'll see what's going to happen. All these.
Oh, we're very excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you are looking for a place where you can host your kid's next birthday party or hold a team building event, or you're just looking for some good fun, this is the place for you. You can find all their information on their website. We hope that you enjoyed today's episode and have a nice day.
Yeah, there you have it. If you haven't been there yet, I think it's high time to go there. I don't think people always understand that in Namibia we've got so many things that we can do. People will always run around and say, I don't know what to do with my kids this weekend. Well, there you go. That's your typical thing. And I would even say with the places around SKW, there are quite a number of camping grounds and lodges and whatever. Quickly go there for the Sunday afternoon if you're camping out here anyway, before you go onto your next part of your trip that goes further north or maybe back home to South Africa or wherever you go. It's a nice stop, and it gives the children one last chance to just take a breather from the journey and get ready for the next day's travel. So anyway, and it might be fun for Dad to be racing against Son and find out that Son is actually better than Dad. So anyway, those are our contributions on destinations today. Up next, we've got To the Point.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, welcome to another exciting edition.
Right, and in case you were wondering who's NTV, that's us. Here you can see it on my shirt. That's part of NMH. It's a new initiative that we started this week. Right, finally to the point. I invited Frieda Andres to come and talk to Africa Good Morning the other day, and I felt, seeing that she's talking about the trusted travel system, I felt that it might be of interest to you as well.
All right, with us in studio today, we have Miss Frieda Andres, who is the Public Health Administrator for TTS at the Ministry of Health and Social Services. And she's here to inform our listeners and viewers about a travel system that will allow you to travel to Namibia or leave the country more easily during this time of COVID-19. Good morning, Ms. Andres. How are you?
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Fantastic. It's good to have you here. Now, could you kindly tell us about the trusted travel system which is due to be adopted in Namibia?
Thank you very much, which has actually been adopted.
All right, it's already, yes.
Yeah, well, the Trusted Travel System is a web-based system that provides support to standardized protocols of verifying COVID-19 test results for international travelers, and by doing so actually facilitate the reopening of borders for international travelers, essential goods, and so on. So the Trusted Travel System was developed under the auspices of the Africa CDC, African Union, Africa Center for Disease Control. So what travelers do on this system is actually upload their result and generate certain codes, which they will now use at the point of entry, or ports as we call them, to now be verified, and port health officials can now certify themselves with the travelers' results as they are being presented on the system.
All right, so what do people have to do to register or be registered?
Okay, for travelers to get registered on the Trusted Travel System, they just need to go on their browser, using any type of browser they use, by entering trustedtravel.org, not Trusted Travel at panabios.org, or globalhaven@panabios.org. They'll follow all the steps, and then they create an account for themselves. And then after then, if they are coming from a country that doesn't have the system in place, then they will have to now upload their own results. Otherwise, if they are coming from a country that is like Namibia, that has gone live on the system, they'll get their results uploaded by the laboratory where they have their results or their tests done, and then generate codes at the end of the process.
It really does sound very efficient. So I have to ask, like, are all border points trained up? You know what I mean? What happens if there's an immigration officer that just doesn't get it?
Okay. Actually, the person that deals with our Trusted Travel System, or the person that deals with border clearance when it comes to COVID-19, is not immigration officials, but port health officials, environmental health practitioners who are at the borders. So yes, so what happens is a traveler comes with a code. It's not so much vet, it's just a code that you enter on the system, and then the results will appear. So when there are instances where a traveler may come and say, I cannot upload the results, but also it depends on what reasons you are giving us. We cannot always subject you to, having the system in place if you are having challenges. So the port health official will look at the reason that you are giving them, and if it's satisfying enough, they will allow you perhaps to proceed. But in most cases, what we do is we will actually have somebody on standby to create an account for you and have your results uploaded on the system. But that depends also on the availability and the number of people available that day to assist the travelers.
All right, that's very interesting. Is there anything else you'd like to add on the Trusted Travel System?
I would want to say travelers should always try to create their accounts in advance. Do not try to create your account on your way to the airport, because you know when the internet can disappoint you all, right?
Yeah.
So for you to avoid inconveniences and stuff, you should try to create your account even before you think of traveling. Just have it ready, because when you have it ready, you can play around with it. It does not stop you from doing anything. It allows you to get used to it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, it's sort of like how everybody adapts to applications.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, we're just talking to Ms. Frieda Andres, who is the Public Health Administrator at the Ministry of Health and Social Services, and we were talking about the Trusted Travel System, which is set to make traveling to and from Namibia much, much easier. This is To Africa Good Morning. Keep you informed. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm happy to be here, actually.
All right. It's good to have you here disseminating that important information. More after the break.
Yeah, in case you find that you have difficulties remembering all those addresses, I think it's actually quite fine if you just simply Google Trusted Travel, and then I'm sure you will find it very fast. Like she said there, try earlier rather than later, and that way you can sort out your problems before they start coming into existence. That's the end of this show for this week. I hope you enjoyed what we brought you, and I would wish you a very nice Sunday afternoon still. Hope you've got a good week, and then we see each other in another week's time, same place, same time.